the time has come now to tell you guys what is going on, not behind the scenes, but what the moment you guys all been waiting for. And yes, this is actually happening, but and no, this is not clickbait. So don't think that I'm doing this for views because I'm not. So let's get into this. Hey guys, it's Litzy, and you guys are probably confused why I'm back. Well, like I said in my last video, I'm going to do just that. So, first of all, before I get started into this video, thank you guys so much for 87 subscribers. I really appreciate the love you guys put in this channel, and I'm going to continue, of course, trying to make some content out of here. But time takes everything, and sometimes it takes time for me to come up with some ideas, not terrible ideas, like unlike some bad channels out there that I'm not going to say. And I know of them because again, like I said, I'm not going to say them. But yeah, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, go smash that like button, of course, and be subscribed, of course, and get every notification about everything. And I see half of you guys aren't even subscribed, so what are you doing, as I always say. And we are gonna get started now with this. So you guys are probably wondering, again, I'm back again. Well, of course, I've done tons of that back then in my last videos, as you guys saw. So yeah, but I recently now am coming out because as you guys remembered, if you guys remembered, there was 3 parts to coming soon in 2024, January 2024. There was 3 sneak peeks of my vlog that you guys sadly never got to see. And the reason why is because you guys know the whole thing. I left because of private things. Nothing bad. Just letting you guys know. There's nothing bad or anything, but it was mostly because of private things. That's all you guys need to know. And there was nothing wrong with that. I mean, I felt like it was a good decision for me to just take a break on here and maybe later on or next year come back with something new, with a new banger, and all that. But yeah, so I've been pretty good for these past few months. April's officially over now, so we can continue now into the summer of May, of course. And things will be pretty tough for me a little bit, but I know I'm gonna survive. So since you guys have been begging and begging and asking me questions like what's going on in these sneak peeks that you're giving us sneak peeks into this vlog probably, or whatever this is, and I'm going to answer that right away. So if you guys clicked right away on those part 1, 2, and 3, pretty much well, obviously I explained it in my last video, but this is now the other half of what I was going to tell you guys. So before I said all that, and right away say like it was just gonna be probably me filming probably at my work. Obviously, I was going to film, of course, but since there was a lot of cameras there, and there was a lot of people there, and maybe some people don't want to be filmed, and some people do. You never know. You never know if people these days want to be filmed or not, or if you have like their permission to film. So that was the second issue. The third one was mostly because of my time being there, from the daytime to the nighttime. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty much not gonna be easy for me to film too much in there because I would have to take my break. And sometimes when I'm on my break, um, in my break, I don't like to keep too much stuff in the way, as I would say, pretty much because I'm not I'm not a super busy person, as you guys could see. Um, but sometimes you guys don't see that behind the scenes. But yeah, and so part 3 pretty much was about me trying. Part 2 was about getting my application. My part 3 was about going to work and You guys never got to see that, of course, because like I said, I didn't want to be in trouble with filming and stuff in there. So, so far, I was writing right away, getting into filming in there. I started filming in there a bit. I didn't want to film the outside because you guys would look it up and see the number and be like, oh, that's where she works, all that stuff. So I obviously was not going to put that on there, in there, I mean. And of course, I was going to keep every bit of shitty detail private, of course. But right away, I was like, you know what? They could recognize the store, so it's best probably not to right away get everything on camera, you know. So yeah, where the register was, where the merchandise was, you know, and the line. So yeah, and the carts were, all that. So I was like, yeah, pretty much not a good idea to film. So a day after that, the next day, I decided if I'm going to work, I might film. If I don't go to work, I'm not going to film. But now, if you guys are wondering how I'm able to be in contact with my manager calls my mom right away. And she will let me know if I go into work or not and see if I'm available or not those days. And there's nothing bad about that. And there's nothing bad I'm going to say about working there. There's just one tiny little thing that I notice all the time, every time I go, and it irritates me the most. Why do some people just move the clothes around, you know? I mean, I get it's a store, you know, it's pretty much it, but that's the one thing that irritates me. The second thing is like the toys. Oh my god, it's it's just a mess in there when it comes to the toys. There's always like toys all over the floor, and I'm like, okay, yep, here we go again. So I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll just move everything. If somebody doesn't move them, I'll just move them. And I put them back, and that's it. That's pretty much it. And then I move on to other things. So the changes that I said in my first video, of course, from Coming Soon Part 1, there was actually a lot of changes that happened to me during this year, of course, and it wasn't bad. I was not going to say that. It was not bad. It was not lame. It wasn't a big regret or anything. It was just right away a decision I decided to do. I decided to not take a break from Snapchat. Of course not. I mean, I don't even text people on there. Not too much often at all, or if some people text me or not, yeah, whatever. But I did take a huge break into not taking, into right away, like posting on my Instagram story. And you guys may have noticed that I have not posted since, I don't know, since like maybe April or maybe February. I mean, I honestly lost count because it was a while. But yeah, I decided to take a huge break on posting on my story a bit, and later on decided to obviously take a break from here, but also take a break on TikTok because I feel like there's a lot of creeps on there. Like you never know who you meet, and I'm not saying I've learned that from experience, but I've not met, but I've like texted some people like that. Not like predators, but like some people on TikTok. Not famous people, as you could say. But it was pretty awkward, I would say, because I don't get so much attention to that. And it was just super awkward. And I felt like it was a waste of time. So I was like, you know what? I'll just delete the chats. And I did that. And it was just, I would say I wouldn't regret it. I wouldn't say I wasn't thinking straight, but I was like, yeah, it just feels like a waste of time. I see why people sometimes want to text on there or some people don't. It just depends. But yeah. So going back to what I said, the biggest changes I had was with how I am with my sisters, and there's nothing bad about it. I just give them a lot of space from now on because mostly they would think I'm up to something or doing something. But other changes I did was um personal changes I've done was mostly grow more as a human being that I am and let go a lot of the past, a lot of stuff I've done, and be blessed with myself, because, I'm totally blessed to be here in the world, and obviously so happy that I have a family. I don't have my own family. I live with my family and stuff. So yeah, I feel like that's a very grateful thing to do and a very helpful thing that I have fully not recovered, but I was fully aware from that. So yeah, and so far, my relationship status hasn't been too good, from what I could say, but that I would say I'm just gonna let that go and stuff. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out my last story time or my other two story times that I dated two guys, they were different guys. They were not the same guy. They were two different guys, and I was in different age and grade. So if you guys haven't checked those out, you guys can go check those two out. Obviously, they're still up. I'm never gonna get rid of them, of course. And thank you guys so much for watching the first story time, because obviously I never expected to get that much reaction from you guys. I mean, it honestly, for me to come out of the dark with that, it was very tough, because I feel like, should I say it, or should people know what my side of the story of it was, or should I just make this all private for me? But no, I decided to just tell you guys, because you guys should know the truth on my side of the story. I mean, people have sides, obviously. Some people don't, some people don't do, and you never know who's right or wrong. Like, you never know. Work has been very good. It hasn't been pretty tough for me. It's something, it can sometimes be tough. You like, sometimes you never know if you get called unexpectedly. Like, that's just one thing to be clear of. You never know if you get called on time or unexpectedly. But so far, work is all right. Um, like I said in the second part of coming soon, I applied for that. I got accepted, and this is like my first official job that I haven't had. The reason I couldn't get a job when I was little, it's a long story, but it was because but to make it short, I was fully busy with school, and I didn't want to be too much. I didn't want so much in my head with both work and school at the same time. So I was like, yeah. I told my parents it's just best if I finish up with school, get it over with, and then get a job. So yeah, to make it not too complicated for me, because sometimes things would complicate me so much to the point where I get mad and I start boiling. So yeah, it would just be at that point. But what else? So far I've been not coping, but I've been also getting a bit of looking up some ideas online, to get a bit of inspiration, of course, trying to see if there's anything else. And let's just say there are some crazy ideas out there that you can do on here, but I'm not that crazy person. I'm not gonna go do those insane things. The only thing I really wanted to do on here was make pranks, because some people don't know I'm a prankster as well, but some people obviously don't know that about me, or some people know that. But of course I can't do pranks. I know you guys are dying for me to do a prank on my parents, but obviously, sadly, it can't happen, because my parents are very delicate, and if I do it, they could end up in the hospital, and I don't want that to happen. I could prank one day my siblings, but I don't know. But I feel like it would be a bad idea, because they would right away tell my parents, and I could get in serious troubles for that. So there won't be any pranks in this channel, sadly. I did wanted to do a prank on my friend Luke, but I decided maybe it's best not to. So I decided it's best to not do it, because things sometimes there are some friends out there you can prank on, but there are some friends you can't do pranks on. So yeah. I did prank Ben, I think around like March or April, I can't remember. And I got him pretty good. I got him so good. If you want to know what the prank was about, I told him like his idol probably saw his video, and he really fell for it. And I pretty much got him so good. I told him like his idol probably saw his video from 2023, and was probably gonna comment like, why didn't you mention me, bro, you know? And obviously I got him good, not gonna lie. And his reaction was just priceless. I bet he was pretty shocked or a bit confused about what was going on, and he did say that. And I was like, yep, I got you good. And he didn't obviously see that coming, of course, because, like I said, mystery. You never know when I'm gonna do it unexpectedly. So yeah, it's pretty tough to prank your friends. It depends if they're in the mood to do it as well, or if they want it on camera or not. So obviously, you guys won't be seeing no pranks on here at all, or anytime in the future at all. Maybe in the future it would depend. I'm not sure. Obviously, I would love to do pranks on my future boyfriend, of course, but I don't know how he would feel about it because, you know, it would be, if he's the kind of guy who doesn't like social media and stuff, it's his choice, I guess. It's not gonna be my opinion for him, his option or anything like that for him. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah. So far, like I said, job's going well. The employees there, they're very nice. There's nothing I'm going to say bad about them. None of that, because like I said, I don't want to be shady with employees who work there, you know. So yeah, I got nothing to say about the employees there or my manager. Everything's good. Nothing bad going on here. Or as you can see, there's no cons, as some people would say, or negative things to say about it. But yeah. So far, if you guys don't know, I'm on Twitter, of course. I mean, since probably for now a year now, I've been on there. But obviously, you guys know I keep my personal information private, so I don't post anything on Twitter unless if it's like maybe messages about feminine and stuff, and that's it. But other than that, yeah. Anyways, guys, hopefully this video explains a bit about those 3 parts that you guys saw back then of last year, and obviously I saw you guys liking them, of course. And yeah, I can't show you guys my application on here because it's pretty private. Obviously, you guys know how an application for a job is when you go apply for a job, because you got to put all your personal information, bank account and stuff, and I don't want to do that because yeah, private information, like I said. But yeah, I was gonna talk about something else on here, but I can't really remember. What has changed about me is sometimes I forget things, and I've never been like that before because I've always sometimes remembered some stuff. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and yeah, that's something you might notice a bit here on this channel. I might forget some things, or I might maybe go back to what I was talking about before because sometimes I'd forget if I said it or not, you know. So yeah. So far, I have a lot of friends out there that are supporting me and stuff with how my life is going now, and there's nothing bad with that. It's all good, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so far I've been reading, and I'm not lying, I'm not joking or anything, but I've been actually reading, and it's been pretty nice to go back to reading and having my mind reset a bit and have some like non-screen time a bit, because I'm not constantly too much on my devices, of course. But of course, today later on you'll see me post for the last day of April, so you guys will see that on my Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be posting on Snapchat too much because, you know, it's pretty crazy on there. So yeah. Yeah, what else was I going to talk about? I've covered that and that. Yeah, maybe just maybe I might film a little bit of me and my job, and maybe I might show you guys a little sneak peek of the inside of the employee lounge, and maybe that's it, because I don't want to show you guys everywhere else because you'll notice the doors or something. So yeah, but yeah, I am going out.